Welcome to all my travelers out there. I am your host, Darren Beckett, and this is the Global Travel Podcast. For those who do not know my travel resume, I've been to 13 states, 15 countries on 5 different continents, but it is not about me. Here, we are giving you quality travel tips, insights, and recommendations on all the best destinations for ideas to enjoy your vacations. With that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. We are all clear for takeoff. Before we reach our destination, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and click the bell. And do me a favor, if you can, go to the comment section below, leave a comment, and type in the words, "I got my ticket." And at the end of the show, I'm going to come back. I'm going to respond and see how your experience went with us, okay? So with that being said, on today's episode, we are taking a trip to Costa Rica. So make sure you got your passports, your earphones, and something to snack on. We have a very special guest here with us today. But before I introduce him, let me just say this. Now, this young gentleman right here has lived in 4 different countries: Philippines, Paraguay, China, and some other country. I don't even know. He just been around a lot of places. He's been to 10 different countries, at least 10 or 15 different states. So he's been everywhere. So with that being said, let me go ahead and introduce you to Jerome Moore. What's going on, brother?
What's happening, man? I'm excited, man. Appreciate the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to this, man. And shout out to all your listeners. Make sure y'all go subscribe, man.
Off top. So, and what's that last? I know I missed one country. I know Philippines, China, Paraguay, and Costa Rica. That's all 4. That's the ones. That's all 4, right?
Yep.
So if you want to know anything about those countries, he's got you. Today we're gonna focus on Costa Rica. All right. So before we get started into the travel, Jerome, if you can tell us a little bit, our listeners, a little bit about who you are, what you do, where you from, hobbies, X, Y, and Z. Let us know who you are.
Right. Well, I'm gonna start where I'm from. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, born and raised. The South, the Athens of the South. You know, I'm biased. Anything in the South, just to let y'all know. Man, grew up, low middle, income, like typical stories that most, Black folks kind of have, so I won't linger on that too much. But, my mama was in my life. My daddy was in my life. I had a good, positive upbringing, some good role models, I guess, around me. But, it was also like, a lot of BS too around me that could have, steered me any direction. This depended on the day of the week, right?
Right.
Grew up playing basketball, running track, did some boxing, was able to go to school, go to college, get a bachelor's and 2 master's degrees. And so, yeah, man, that's, I got 2 brothers, young. I'm the middle child, older. I got an older brother, younger brother. And so, man, it was good growing up in Nashville, man. And, Nashville is now the it city, but, with that, it ain't it for everybody. They might look like me and you. And so,
right.
as gentrification is happening all over the world, all over the country in the United States. But yeah, man, but I love Nashville, man, and I love the opportunities that's coming to Nashville. So, is anybody out there that's listening, if you talking about travel destinations, definitely come to Nashville and give your boy a call. I give you the native tour. And yeah, man, but it was just good. You know how it is being Black, man. It's dangerous, but it's exciting too at the same time. And so, especially in the South, so you grow up like, your mom and your daddy telling you just a different, kind of, this is different roles and different like kind of sentiments people have to use and how to navigate that, but I'm pretty sure it's just, I had a similar upbringing to most of your listeners. And it made me who I am today, the good and the bad, So I take it all. So I had no complaints. We always would, wish we had something that we didn't have, but that's life, So I'm happy where I am now, man. But yeah, man, it was just wild, man. It's exciting.
Good, cool, man. So also, Jerome, we know this is a travel podcast, but you also have a travel podcast as well. So let the people know, plug your travel podcast. It's all love. It ain't no competition, just collaborating.
Yeah, man. After y'all get done listening to this podcast, In this episode, go to Black Americans Making the Mark Stories Abroad, where we talk about the social and economic lifestyle experiences Black Americans have had outside the United States in that path abroad and their journey. So check that out on all the major social media platforms. Go subscribe, but do that after you listen to this, because this is fire too.
Good looking out, man. And yeah, y'all did, like I said, don't, both of it. If you like what we got going on this podcast, jump over there to his podcast. It's all love. Like I said, no competition, just collaborating. So I'm glad you shouted that out. So let's go ahead and start in Nashville, Tennessee. That's where you from. So what are some of the places we in Nashville before we leave Nashville or Tennessee? Tell us some places where we can do, see, eat, all that good stuff.
Well, if y'all don't know, Nashville is the home of hot chicken. And so you gotta start there with the hot chicken, and you gotta start with Prince's Hot Chicken, Black owned, And so if you like your chicken hot, they got from the hottest to you can get it mild or medium. You can eat your food if you don't want to deal with that taste, right? If you don't want to deal with the flames, man. We're gonna have some good barbecue spots, man. And so we got Martin's. What else we have? We have Edley's Barbecue. And then you might just find like a little shack. You just never know.
Yep.
You just never know. So we got Sweats. We gotta have the soul food, and so and we got some good pizza spots. So if y'all haven't heard of Slim and Huskies, pizza is my favorite food, by the way. The Slim and Huskies is Black owned. They expanding like crazy. They was on Good Morning America and all of that. So check out Slim and Huskies as well if you're down in Nashville. And Nashville is a very historical place, especially when you talk about social justice issues, which is really heightened right now in the environment and climate that we're in the United States. So you're talking about Fish University, you're talking about Meharry Medical College, you're talking about Tennessee State University, TSU, you're talking about American Baptist College. So we have 4 major HBCUs, historical Black colleges in Nashville, which creates a really strange dynamic, because we also have the Harvard of the South of Vanderbilt University. And so, it's a lot of history there. And then with that being in the South, of course, you'll get into like the issues and stuff like that. It just comes with being in the South. And even though Nashville is technically a blue state, blue city, Tennessee is a very red state, so very conservative. And so that's what you get in Nashville. But the city of Nashville, though, is definitely booming, man. We getting a lot of traffic in our downtown area, Broadway, man. We got, like I said, a lot of historical Black areas as well. So it's a great place for anybody to come and live. It's not too expensive, but it's getting up there because of just all the new interest in real estate and people moving there. So you got people from major cities like New York and Chicago and LA coming down to Nashville because they can still get that big city feel without them big city expenses. And then that means traffic and everything goes up because Nashville has always been a driving city, right? But now with all this new interest and people coming, it used to take 10 to 15 minutes to get to a place. Now it might take an hour and a half, 2 hours. So, people come visit, but don't move, stay where you at, but don't, the traffic get crazy. And we just ain't built for public transportation to like a major city right now, but hopefully in the future that'll come. But yeah, man, I love Nashville. Anywhere I go, I try to rep Nashville, but definitely come visit. And it's a great place. Come visit one of them HBCUs, come get some good food, and just come in. We had the Jubilee Singers, man. We just got so much history, man. And then if you like country music, we Music City USA, we are recognized for that too. So if you like the CMAs and all that stuff, I'm not a big fan of it, but for those who are, hey, Nashville got all musicians and real artists. We got all the major labels down in Nashville, and so if you're trying to do your music thing, Nashville is definitely a spot too.
Man, hey, it sounds like Nashville is a lot to do out there. I'm liking that. It's probably higher on my list now, man. You done sold it pretty well.
hey, man. Hey, look. I'm telling you, Nashville is where it's at, man. And the only issue, though, right now, I'm not gonna say issue challenge. It would be, so we're surrounded by Memphis and Atlanta, 2 very Black cities, right? And so when you think of Nashville, you don't think of black folks initially. You think of, oh, Memphis, Atlanta, because they're in our backyards, right? And Memphis in the same state. And so hopefully we can get to that point to where we can get more, black-owned businesses, but just black spaces in Nashville, to where more black, professionals, the entrepreneurs, want to move down there and know that they have a space, and that space is being created, But like many other major cities where the inner city was mostly black, they drove an interstate through the major black cities, right? Through the major black community that was next to TSU Meharry, and that displaced a lot of blacks in Nashville. And so you had that, historical kind of systematic racism that was going on that took a lot of our black professionals. We have all them HBCUs. You would think a lot of black folks would be in Nashville, but man, we might be like 20 to 25% of the population. And so, which is really low, but at the same time, we have a really good mixture of like immigrant and refugees. We got like the highest population of Kurdish in the United States in Nashville. We have a huge Latino, Latinx population in Nashville. So man, you can get a little bit of everything in Nashville, but I'm always, rep Nashville, the good or the bad, but I'm gonna tell it like it is. And invite anybody to come, and if it's any way to make it better and correct the flaws, I'm all ears.
Yeah, that part. I like that. So yeah, if y'all interested in going to Nashville, y'all can get some good music, some good food, some history. It's just a lot going on, nature, it's just a lot going on. So definitely hit up Nashville, Tennessee. And then now where we're going next? What's the next state? Where do you want to hit?
Man, so if you were talking about, Nashville's always gonna be number one. I don't care what nobody say. Nashville always number one. But man, I'm gonna tell you a city that I just really became familiar with is because my fiance is from this city. And so and I really didn't know much about this city, but when you think about California, you think about Los Angeles. But I'm gonna tell you, San Diego. If y'all ain't been to San Diego, the water, and it's and it's a military kind of town too, which I didn't know. So you got the SEALs, you can see all these special forces, these boats and stuff. But man, San Diego is a vibe, man. And they got everything. It's Southern California, so the weather's always going to be A1, right? So you ain't got to worry about being cold, or if you ain't got to worry about rain too much, So it's always, this, man. I'm actually in San Diego right now. And man, they got good food, they got good people. It's not as busy as you would think, like a Los Angeles, or California. Everybody's not a shark and trying to be. They're not somebody else when you meet them. LA, you might go to Hooters or something, and you get a hostess, and she a hostess then, but she's really an actress, or so it's not so she's not trying to sell you, or he trying to sell you on something else while they giving you another different service. And so San Diego, man, it's just a really beautiful city, good weather, and it's just slow pace, man. It's really good, and it's like Nashville with water. And so if you like water, and being able to go to the beach and stuff, San Diego has all of that. And they have with that, come the beachfront restaurants and the food and stuff like that. So if y'all ain't been to San Diego, definitely check it out. If you're looking for something that you can kind of get that LA vibes without all that, active movement, you kind of want to be on a more chill kind of, and just, maybe more for a family type of vibe, and just go out and go to the beach, kick it. And they got a nightlife and all that too, like everywhere else. But it's beaches level. You can accidentally go into the beach, where in LA you might have to go to Venice. You might have to go out a little bit, or whatever, and it might be all crowded. But San Diego, man, it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that, man, because I went to school in San Diego State University. So I lived in San Diego for a good 10 years or so. I was in school for a while.
You was one of them super seniors.
Super duper seniors. I'm talking about, boy. It took me 7-8 years to graduate, man. Hey. I'm gonna tell you why though. It's a couple reasons why. one first and foremost, financial aid was paying for my school, so I was like, well,
Right.
why am I in the rush? Shit, I'm not. I'm taking bowling classes, surfing classes. I'm over here like, shoot, I'm enjoying I'm over here studying abroad of different countries, learning languages and whatnot. I'm on their dime. But then they got, I was in school a little too long. Then
Mm-hmm.
they start cutting my financial aid, and I was like, well, it's that time to graduate now. I think it's
Right,
that
right.
time.
Coming out of pocket wasn't part of the deal.
It wasn't part of it. I didn't know it started running out. I mean, I wasn't thinking that far ahead, but now I start like, all right, I think I got enough credits. I should, so I'm out of here. But
Right.
yeah, it's always good to hear someone else's opinion about a place that's from a different state, because you nailed it like right on the head. Like that's perfect.
Right.
So let's go ahead and go cross seas. So what's the we still got a little ways till we get to Costa Rica, but what state, or not state, but what country you want to hear first? Where you taking us first?
Man, let's go to China, man. China,
Yeah.
because that's the country I just recently moved from. So I've only been
Okay.
back in the United States a year.
Okay.
So I just got back in October
Mhm.
last year, 2019. So I thought I might have escaped the COVID-19, but I was wrong, you know.
Right.
And so it hit China in December, and I got back to Nashville in October, and then it hit the United States around about February, March. So you know. But man, China, man, if you're listeners, if y'all ain't been to China, if y'all want to go to a place to where it's gonna, no matter where you go, it's gonna take you out your comfort zone, and it's gonna really test your patience and who you are in so many levels. And you gotta remember, I wasn't there for no vacation, right? I was there for 2 years, right? I was immersed.
Right.
I was there, right? So it wasn't no I'm gonna have this fun and then I'm bouncing on a week or two or whatever, right?
Mhm.
And so China, and at this point, so China was the fourth country I like lived in, right? So I'm thinking at this point, I'm really good. I know myself. I know how to adjust to being in another culture, right? I know how to find like who I am really quickly, like and find like my schedule. And China different. It's different when you get off that plane and you see them characters. and ain't no letters. It's characters. It's different, and it ain't like where you can, maybe some people that know some English or whatever. Like, no, it ain't. And I went there like not knowing any Mandarin, right? Any of that. And so it's just it took me about 8 months to get really adjusted to like finding my rhythm, right? Even something like as taking the bus. Like it's because them characters, man. I'm talking like ain't no apps, like they don't have that stuff like in English. Like it's gonna be in Mandarin. Like so it's like it's like, what do you do, right? But like once you get past that, and you know, I was there working on the contract, so I did have, you know, Chinese citizens being able to help me navigate, and help me figure some things out to where I can at least, you know, eat. I can order food and stuff like that from my phone and everything. But man, China is like one of the most interesting places where they do some stuff that's just totally amazing, right? like just when it comes to technology, like you can pretty much do everything from one app. Like you need this app. It's called WeChat. You might be familiar with it.
I've heard of it. Yep.
Yeah. But you have to have WeChat in China to pretty much live. Like it's no it's really is no getting away from it.
Well, let's talk about WeChat for those folks who don't know nothing about it. What do it do? Why do we need it?
So if you took PayPal, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, any bills that you pay from your phone service, movie, Uber, all the daily things that we use, right? And put it in one app, right? Shopping. If you put it in one app, that's what WeChat, your bank, you put it in one app, that's what WeChat is. Like, and so they don't use, like, they have like fiat money, right? They have paper money, right? But everything is digitalized. I never had to, I carry money on me just for emergencies because everything is you use with your phone. Like everything is through WeChat and you scan. They have like the QR codes that we're familiar with, but we don't use them like China use them. So it can be from going in the mall and buying clothes. You just take your phone, boop, you know, scan it, and like so your money is, you know, is in the app. Your bank and everything is attached to the app, so it's coming straight from your bank account. or it can be the lady selling quail eggs on the side of the street. She has the she got the QR code. You just take your phone, boop, and you know it's instant money being delivered back and forth. And so you know, you pay your phone bill through it. You know, it's like you got your message in. And WeChat so cold, man. If say I'm texting somebody in Mandarin and they texting me in English or vice versa, it will translate the language for you.
Oh,
and so you have foreigners, like this is no joke. You have foreigners, man, who are having like full-blown like relationships, like with women or with men, like via WeChat, because you can't communicate like you want to. And so like you say you got WeChat, Wishi, right? You like, yeah. So and that, man, that happens a lot, especially if you don't know the language as an expat or a nomad. You say, hey, you got WeChat, and you can just text and communicate via WeChat, and it'll translate everything, and you're able to move forward and get whatever you're trying to get accomplished done. So yeah, man, it's probably, I would have to say, the most powerful app that takes care of pretty much your daily needs, like ordering. Like it's the most powerful app that I've seen, being able to experience. I mean, you gotta think the whole country now runs off of this app.
Right. Man, hey, that is crazy, man. And I mean, that sounds like a monopoly. What it sound like, a monopoly on the app game. Hey, but somebody smart, whoever made that WeChat, man, somebody, how do you spell it? Is it I and then chat?
No, it's WECHAT. So it's actually WeChat. Yeah. So but you gotta think about it though, how China's government is set up. It is it's a communist country. So it's one party, one decision maker. So the decision maker and everybody say, hey, we're using this app. Everybody using the app. So everybody's on board, which is like, you can see, being an American, you can see, or just being a part of any kind of democratic country, you can see the kind of benefits of being maybe in a country that's not democratic, maybe communist. Like, you can think like shit get done. Like somebody make a decision, and then you say, well, yeah, you like, and so, and where here in the United States and in the other Western countries where, you got voting take place, and sometimes people who vote maybe shouldn't be, probably having a say. So you get some trade-off, but like things move it, and people wonder like how has China been able to move so quickly? Well, when you got like one person, one party like that can stay there for an extended period of time, and that like citizens don't get a vote or anything, like things just move quickly. Right. And everybody's on board. Like, they don't have like freedom of speech and protest, not in mainland China. That don't exist. So so like, even if they didn't like it, like, you won't hear people expressing their dislikes like on social media and stuff like that. That ain't happening in China.
Wow. So, hey, that's crazy. Go ahead.
It's different, man. But I would encourage anybody, if you really want to be somewhere different and just like different logics, way of thinking, you can tell that they have been, blocked off. Like, cause like they say the Great Wall of China, right? The Great Wall is a firewall, right? Because they can't get access unless you have like a VPN and stuff like that, which you're not supposed to have, right? But yeah, so you can tell just how their logic and how they think, that they have been blocked off from like a lot of the rest of the Western world, and their, theories and, their perspectives on things. So it's real interesting, and it's a place you gotta just go in and just really have patience. And I would say as a Black person traveling anywhere, you gotta have patience, have an understanding, especially as a Black American. Many people don't know much about you, and they don't correlate being Black with being American. I've never been to a place, never been to a place outside the United States where they initially thought I was American, just by looking at me, right? Now, after I speak, they'll say, "Oh, okay, you may," but they might ask, like, "Hey, where's your mom from, or where's your daddy from, or like, they from America too." So they try. So it's a really good learning experience on how to like understand and be very open-minded about people's perspectives on you and stereotypes, and how propaganda drives that, because we at the center of the world, and so they're gonna know way more about us than we know about them generally. just based because, you know, of our entertainment and movies and everything like that. So I would encourage everybody, when you go to these different places, just have that open mind. And people may stare, people may, you know, point or whatever, but like you're like a fossil, right? You're like, what? Like, y'all exist? Like, you're a real, like, living, breathing thing. And so it's a chance for cross-cultural learning.
Right.
And you probably, y'all, I'm pretty sure the experience, like, you don't get, you know, the basketball player, you don't get the musician, and you don't get all these other things that, you know, that may not literally be you, but you got to understand kind of which, you know, kind of perpetuated through media and through propaganda, and what we perpetuate through our own cinematography, actions and things. So that's what people put us in that box. So I do community and economic development. So they definitely not thinking a person look like you and I is coming there to help their community.
Right.
Not that's not like, what? That's what
Right.
you coming here to do. What? You coming here to implement like programs and community development and engagement. What? That's different. You don't play basketball, like, so, you know, I would just encourage all your listeners, man, just to be open-minded about this type of stuff, no matter what country you're in, and you'll learn way more. You'll learn a lot more about yourself outside the United States than you were in, if you allow yourself to be open-minded and have those conversations and be vulnerable in that way. And look at it from the other person's standpoint of, like, where they are and where they're from and what they have access to.
Yeah, that's a great point. Great point. Being flexible, being open-minded. And you know, being in China, for those folks who ain't never been in China, you know, if you only speak English, you might have to download an app, get your Google Translator or WeChat. Or now WeChat is something different I got more information on now. So that if we go to China, make sure you download the WeChat.
Download it before you go.
Before you go.
Before you go, download it, man. You're gonna like to buy. You just gonna need it. Like, it's. I've never seen anything like it. Like, you're gonna need it. Yeah.
So definitely do that. You know, and you know, China's different than America, so make sure you put that in perspective. Understand that it's different. You're in a different country. You're in a country, not in our country. So make sure you put that in perspective. So let's go ahead, man. We've been to a couple places in United States. We traveled to China for a little bit. Now we officially landed in Costa Rica. So welcome, or should I say bienvenidos. So we off the plane now. We stretching our legs. We ready to go, man. What's the first thing you recommend us to do in Costa Rica?
Man, the first thing is you got to learn Porta Vida, which is, you know, pure life, you know. And that's just a phrase that is used throughout the whole country, is Porta Vida. So it's just like a greeting, like Porta Vida, just, you know, just everyday, like, this language that you use, and just kind of just, you know, welcome somebody, or just saying what's up, or, you know, somebody just leaving or coming, just Porta Vida. And so get Porta Vida, get that down. And so in Spanish, it's not as difficult as Mandarin. So that's a good thing. And so definitely learn what you can, you know, before you go. You know, it'll just make you a better person. And you know, people will be patient with you. And so Costa Rica is unique because it's one of the most biodiverse countries in the world, right? So talking about animal, wildlife, volcanoes, so it's, you know, water. So it's one of those places where, depending on what type of person you are, that's the kind of experience you can cater to any type of experience that you like. Me, when I travel and go out, in general, I'm not even though I'm from the inner city, I'm not a person, because, you know, when you grow up in that, you know, a city is a city, right? You know, clubs may be a little wilder in other places, right? You know, right, like, and so, like, it just might, the nightlife might just be a little different depending on what size cities you come from in general. But like me, I like to get into the rural areas specifically. And again, I'm not going here for vacation. Like, so all of these places that, you know, that were mentioned that I've been to, like these weren't vacations for me. These were places where I was going to do some type of community economic development work, where I solicited some type of contract or something like that with a nonprofit or NGO. And so I'm not going in there like off the back saying, where can I turn up at, where, you know, what the gals at, you know, that's not that like, you know, that wasn't my like kind of motivation or intentions on going to any of these countries. Like I was making a living and trying to be impactful in my work. And so where I was in Costa Rica, I was in near the Gulf of Mexico, in the Peninsula Osa, the Osa Peninsula. I was in Puerto Jimenez. So Puerto Jimenez has one of the famous parks, Corcovado National Park. And so you get people from all over the world that come to this park from different parts of, you know, I done met people from Europe, from the United States, from the continent of Africa. So a lot of people from all over the world, because again, Costa Rica, one of the most biodiverse places, all different types of animal and wildlife in, you know, in the entire planet. Right. One of the places they're trying to preserve from a conservation standpoint, because, you know, it could damage literally the climate of the entire world. That's how important, from a biodiversity standpoint, Costa Rica is to the rest of the world. But man, and so I was down there for work. But man, when you talk about Costa Rica, you know, you can start in the capital, San Jose, right?
Right.
You know, major city. And the good thing about a great thing about Costa Rica is that it has different complexion of people, right? They have the, you know, Afro Costa Rican side, the Afro, you know, Latino side, where people is dark and is me and you, if not darker, right? You know, like in Limon and all that, in the Caribbean side, right? Where, you know, waters look like a picture off the internet, right? You can see it in real life, right? A postcard, right. And so you can, man, so you can get that. You can get the surfing. You can, like, they got active volcanoes, right?
Yeah.
And so you can hit the nightlife and turn up and get that, you know, you can get that Latin trap music or whatever you like. you can get all that. You can get all that in Costa Rica, and you're gonna eat good.
Yep.
You're gonna eat good. You're gonna get the gallo pinto. You're gonna get the rice and beans. You're gonna get all of that, man. And of course they got American stuff. You can get McDonald's, you can get Papa John's. You can get all, and in my experience, all the fast food that we have here in the United States, which I really don't eat fast food, but it tastes better outside of the United States because they really have high regards for it, because it's a foreign like establishment,
right?
And so I had like the best KFC in my life in Paraguay, you know. Best yeah, like, and so like things it's just fresh, and how they take care of it. It's just gonna be a little different than you do going to your normal like Burger King or McDonald's here in the States. Like, you know, you never know what you may get. And where in the United States, like, their service and everything is going to be more like a Chick-fil-A everywhere you go, no matter which establishment or fast food establishment you go to. So that's pretty cool. And it's something you just realize, like, man, like, this shit is a lot fresher. Customer service is like A1. Like, you get like Houston's and Roof Chris type treatment type of, you know what I'm saying, at a fast food restaurant. And so so they, like, because it's a foreign establishment, so they put real high praise on it in these other countries. But man, if you want to get real rural, like, so Costa Rica, I'm pretty sure like many people have probably seen documentaries and movies, or people who just went to Costa Rica to find themselves. You find a lot of people like that in Costa Rica, man, where you get the people who doing yoga, who want to, you know, kind of live off the land, make their own soaps. You know, and so like farm, like you have those people too, and a lot of those people are foreigners. Like they're the foreigners. They make the Costa Ricans generally. Them the foreigners who want to come and like escape and just kind of like because Costa Rica send those like type of vibes. You got the water, you know, you got like, it's really like Costa Rica is the most expensive Central American country, I think. You know, because, you know, the tourism, I think, drives the prices high. When you talk about, you know, and it borders Panama, so you can go right next to Panama and go shopping and get stuff for cheaper as well. And then you got Guatemala, you got all these other Central American countries, but Costa Rica is like, that's on the people's top travel lists, from all over the world. So that drives the prices, and things can be, them colognes can get really expensive than Costa Rica. But you talking about people who don't have a lot, especially in the where I was, but are the happiest people in the world, man. And that's kind of what I've always noticed, man. In all these places I've lived, these are people that don't really have a lot of material things, right? Or a lot of money, but man, they find a way, man. And they're the happiest people, and they give you their shirt off their back if you ask them for it. And so man, Costa Rica was definitely a great time, man. And anybody, like, I swam with dolphins, fam. I swear, like I was on some National Geographic shit. Like I swam, and so again, I'm near the Osa Peninsula, so I'm at this large body of water. I'm a 5-minute walk from my crib. Where in my crib I got coconuts, I got papaya in my backyard. I got parrots, you know what I'm saying? I got the Fruit Loop bird. You heard me? I got a Fruit Loop bird.
Yeah, follow your nose.
Right. In my backyard, just saying what's up to me, right? I'm looking at iguanas fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really living like on the Discovery Channel right now, right? This is every day. This is everyday Costa Rica, man. So like I swam with like a pod of 300 like wild dolphins. Like they just there. Man, I seen humpbacks jump out the water like you do like Free Willy. like cinematic moments, man, to where this is every day. Like, and so this will put you in context of like kind of where I was from a like nature standpoint. I was near where they shot the first Jurassic Park. Right. And they use a lot of the animal sounds, like the howling monkeys and stuff like that, like for that movie. They was based in Costa Rica, so that's the area I was in. And so I would just wake up, man. I'll be on the phone talking to somebody. They're like, "Is that a parrot?" Like, "Oh yeah, like that's every day, man." Like, what are you talking about? Like is that Coke? Are you drinking Coke? Yeah, man. They just fall off my tree. Like, what are you talking about? Like, and then like, so you get all these fresh products, like, all this produce, like pineapples and everything, man. Like, just so cheap, and they the best pineapples I had, man. Like, and then like you can surf. Like you can be in the jungle real quick. Like I was the director for community and educational projects in Puerto Jimenez. But we had another project, more of a conservation project, in this place called Karate. So it's in the jungle. So I would go down there to visit their project and stuff like that, man. And when I say jungle, I mean like monkeys, like you can see a snake crawling across the street, like all this wildlife, man. But it's like you just look up and spiders the size of my hand. Like it just like, man, it's crazy, man. And he's like, damn, I can't believe like I'm really sleeping in the middle of the jungle. And I'm getting to like really live out like all my National Geographic dreams, man. And again, like depending on what type of person you are, like that might not be your flow. You might want to go back to the city and be with air conditioning and central heat there. You can do that. But man, if you're gonna be in a country like Costa Rica, man, like experience something that you won't be able to experience in your home city or your home country, man. And Costa Rica is one of those places, man, to where like man, it's gonna be hot, it's gonna be blazing. So you gonna like, if you try to get in shape and burn them calories, like all you gotta do is walk. Cause and most of these other places, man, they're not driving like places like the United States. Like everybody doesn't have a car. So public transportation or walking is like really like that's what they rely on. And so that's why you don't see a lot of heavy people. And that's why United States is really known for obesity, because not only how we eat, it's like we driving everywhere. So in all these other countries, they're walking, right? And they're in tropical places, right? And so, man, you will get cut up real quick. You know what I'm saying? And and then look, and then you can always, man, they got grocery stores and stuff, man. So you can always make, your favorite foods if you want to. If you don't want to, eat local, but a lot of people when they travel, they always worry about the food, or like, do they have internet? All these things that, they want to be, they want to have some level of comfortability, which is understandable. But like, man, get out your comfort zone, but they have Wi-Fi. They gonna have all the foods and delicacies that you like, especially if you're in the city. But man, like that's why I like going like countryside, because the people are just different. They're like you just feel a different type of love, and you get that in Costa Rica. And like to this day, like I got an abuela, I got a grandmother that I met in Costa Rica, and she was from Spain. She was from Spain, right? And so you build these relationships, man, and like, and you people are gonna notice you, right? Especially you, an American black guy, like you're probably gonna be one of one, right? And so people gonna automatically, want to get to know you and have some type of curiosity, interest on why you're there, what you're doing, and stuff like that. So if you go to Costa Rica, San Jose is a good stop. Go to Limon, especially if you're black. Go to Limon. See your other brothers and sisters that was also a part of the transatlantic, slave trade. And go to the, what I'm saying, swim with dolphins. Go see them those big blue whales. Go man, just go visit all of those things. Try that gallo pinto and all those other dishes. That you're just not gonna have every day, but you can, if you want pizza, you can get pizza, you can get all these things, man, anywhere. But I'll tell anybody to tap into immersion. It's really easy. If you don't go to a place and do the same thing you would do in your home city, like what's the point? Like, what's the point? Like, just to see a different, take pictures for the gram and save them up and be like, hey, is that like true immersion? And that's why I'm glad you have a podcast like this, man. And again, I thank you for letting me be a part of it, because it's more people that need to be aware about these different type of experiences, that even if you don't live there, right? If you just go there for a week or two, like if you get outside your comfort zone and think outside the box, like it can be a transformative experience. And that, hey, there are many opportunities outside the United States. And if you want to have the same lifestyle you have in the United States or another like kind of developed country, you can have those same type of lifestyles in other places, and not maybe have to face racism and discrimination as a level that you do in the United States.
Right. Let me ask you this though, in regards to Costa Rica, do Americans, do we need visas or vaccinations or anything other than a passport to go to Costa Rica?
Oh no, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked me that. Nah, you can go. You go to Costa Rica, no visa. You get the stamp. If I remember correctly, I think it's like 90 or 180 days. But the good thing about it is though, so I make this mistake when I went. And so this is for everybody. This is a tip. This is a free game right here.
There you go.
Free game. Make sure you have, because they may ask you, they may not. But make sure you have a return ticket or some type of evidence that you're going to be leaving when your visa stamp is up. So if it's 60 or 90 days, make sure you have some type of like leaving the country to go to another country in 90 and 60 days. So when I got there initially, man, I got there late. Well, it was already a bad start, man. When I got there, man, my wallet, I was at the gate. I was in Nashville, flew Delta at the gate. My wallet dropped out of my pocket while in Nashville. Got on a plane, went to Atlanta, and realized and they sent me, like somebody had found it, like, hey, you left your wallet. And I was
good Samaritan.
Right. And I would have never noticed. And so, and I end up, and it was crazy is I end up meeting a family friend that worked for Delta right before I was going to leave. She was like a tenured stewardess. And so I was able to call her and say, hey, is anybody coming to Atlanta? Can they drop off, hand me my stuff? And so I was able to, and I had like $300 worth of cash, it was and so it already started off shaky.
Right.
And then when I got to the immigration in Costa Rica, they was like, cool. You have proof that you're going to be leaving in, 90 days. So I was like, well, I ain't leaving. I'm in my mind. I'm like, I'm working. I'm staying here, but I have all my documentation. All right. And so they looked out for me and they was like, man, just get a bus ticket going to, buy a $15 bus ticket going to Panama. And that'll be proof. And so for anybody that's going to Costa Rica, just make sure you have that, that some type of proof that you're going to be leaving the country whenever your visa expires, before your visa expires.
And did y'all also catch that other plug? I don't know. It happened so fast. I caught it though. uh $15 bus ticket going to Panama. So if
Oh
you
yeah.
in Costa Rica, if you want to hit one of the neighboring countries, man, Panama don't sound like a bad idea. $15, bruh. Yeah,
Man,
I think
hey,
that was a plug in itself
yeah,
right there.
yeah, yeah. $20 max. I think I paid. Like just catch it, just catch. Go across the border, come back, and that's what a lot of the Costa Ricans do. They go to Panama, especially where I was. I was in Puerto
Mhm.
Rico. It's close, like maybe like a 6 to 8 hour bus ride, depending who driving the bus to the border. And
Right,
so
right.
it was really, you know what I'm saying, it was really convenient if you need to do a visa run, which a lot of people have to do.
Mhm.
Just do those visa runs in neighboring countries, and so you can pay $20, go do some shopping, get all your
Mhm.
fly drip and all your clothes, and then come back, and then get another visa stamp for a good 90, 180 days. You're good.
Let me ask you this. Is there anything about Costa Rica that you did not like?
Anything about Costa Rica that I did not like? Mm,
Mhm.
that I did. Man, I don't think it's nothing that I like. Just like, man, nothing that just really like I did not like. Now, I think in everywhere, it's always some like it's challenges you wish you just had to deal with, right? And I
Yeah.
think I think for
Yeah.
me, it's just like um, it's just like and again, like I'm speaking from a person who had already lived abroad and stuff before. Like I didn't see it as a
Mhm.
challenge, but for the listeners who might be like leaving and going abroad or traveling for the first time, like it just you're not gonna get
Mhm.
the same amenities in other places, right?
Mhm.
Especially the more rural you go, like you might not be able to flush your toiletries down the toilet. You might not
Mhm.
get hot water.
Mm.
And so
Preach.
right, right,
Ooh.
right. So you might not be able to get those type of things. So and it might just be harder to find like entertainment to where we're gonna have a movie theater, bowling alley, and some of these things to where, especially where I was, when you get more rural, like they're not gonna have those type of things. And so, bring your hard drive, bring all your movies you can, and then like power outages and stuff like that. If it rains really hard,
It
you might
happens.
lose power, you might be your Wi-Fi. So like those are just things that come with being in places like that. And that's not saying the whole country is like that, but like you can definitely, when you get into more of that nature and more of that rural area, those are just some of the things that come with it. And then like, but Costa Rica is expensive too. So
Oh yeah.
so you're not so like even though the the colones is not way higher than $1, like you would think, because probably many people's perceptions like, oh, I'm going to Central America. It's a lot of it's really underdeveloped. It's not Costa Rica, not especially when
Mhm.
we in the city. Like you're gonna what I'm saying, you're gonna be coming out of pocket where you can come out of pocket, and people know like it's a huge tourism place. So like Airbnbs could be expensive. Hotels and
Mhm.
things like that can be expensive. So those are just some of the things I would speak to if I was like a new person to living abroad or traveling abroad. That you might think otherwise because you're leaving the United States, and United States is the Mecca and everything. And so
Right.
like and you going to Central America, so you think everything should be cheaper or just easy going. No, it's just, no. And then language can always be a barrier. Like at the time, I spoke pretty good Spanish, so I wasn't really too worried. But for somebody who may not know any Spanish or just maybe like a novice speaker,
Mhm.
that could always, they can definitely change your experience.
Right.
Um, because if you know the language, that definitely, helps you to navigate the country and find out more what you can do and what you shouldn't probably be doing. Um,
Right.
and Costa Rica is Costa Rica. No, it's they, it's they got cocaine and all, they running all that, so
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so they not playing no games, and
Yeah.
so with Colombia and Panama and all that being right there, like
Right.
so especially if you're a foreigner, especially I would say if you're a black foreigner, like you might be stopped, you might be kind of looked at as suspicious.
Mhm.
I don't know, depending on where you are, but again, like they got a whole Caribbean side of black folks. And
Right.
so yeah, it can be, that could be a barrier or a challenge, that the country has. But man, I didn't have any issues personally. And again, everybody was just so patient. Everybody was so welcoming and hospitable. And and I'm from the South, so I'm used to everybody saying, well, hello, how's it going? And so I like, that's the type of place I like to be in. And so, but if you maybe from New York and these other busy cities where y'all just cold, y'all don't want nobody saying nothing. What you talking to me for? That might be refreshing for you, or that might be different for you. So, but it's all out of love though. So I would encourage anybody to definitely check out Costa Rica, but definitely check out Puerto Jimenez. It's a hidden gem. It's a hidden gem.
See that, and that's always good because you of course you're gonna hear about the San Jose and what's the other Guanacosta, something like that.
Guanacosta,
all of it. So go somewhere different. Go somewhere different, and then what was the weather like? You was there for a little while. What was the weather like? When's the best time to come?
Man, Costa Rica, man, this is tropical, man. It don't have really a winter. Right, especially where I was, right? It's more like rainy and dry season, right? And so when it rains, it's raining, but like when it's hot, and but like, man, that's why you gotta love them, because even if it's raining, man, they ain't gonna stop them from having fun.
What months do it rain? Like, what are the month time frame where it's raining, the months where it's hot, and the months where it's dry?
Right. Man, I think it's and somebody y'all listening, Google it, because I might be wrong. I could be wrong.
Check his work.
Definitely check my sources. But no, like I think because I don't know for certain, but like I'm trying to think of because I was there right like from June all the way up to almost a whole year. And so man, it was like I think it's kind of, because it's still Central America, man, I want to say, man, the rainy months might be going into like our fall time. Like, I think that's when that's when the rainy months might come, because
August, September, November,
December. I think so. I think that's like kind of down season for Costa Rica.
Okay.
I think that's definitely downtime for Costa Rica. Yeah.
Okay. And now, is there anything that you would do differently, now that you're back in Costa Rica? Is there anything that, you didn't do that you wish you would have did, or anything?
Man, I should have stayed, man. I ended up meeting my fiance in Costa Rica, so it's a special place. So she was down there doing some field work and stuff, but so I had to snatch on up. You heard me, I had to sweep on.
You go back.
You're right.
Don't hit that plane yet. Wait a minute. Let's hang out a little bit.
Right. Exactly. Go do some bachata or something. Let's go and put my moves on you up in this thing. You heard me?
Oh, I'm glad that you mentioned that. Music, dance. What are they known for far as music and dance?
Man, hey, man, whatever black people have, the Latinx, Latino, they got the same. They got a Spanish version or genre of that. So man, you can so you gonna get the bachata, the tango, the salsa, and they putting that flavor that ain't no commercial stuff, with all that kind of just kind of hands off now. They bumping and grinding. They bumping and grinding.
I know.
And so they turn up, they turn up, and but it is always some for guys, there's always some woman there that's willing to teach you, especially if you handsome and you debonair, and so don't be afraid if you ain't got your steps down, we all gotta learn. It's okay. It's okay. If you're game proper now, they'll show you the ropes. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't got it, you might have to hit the YouTube videos.
Just have rhythm. Long as you have rhythm, you should be all right. You'll be good.
Facts. And so, man, so the music, man, it's part of the culture, man. It just it's like they're gonna have the music, banging, and so you don't get that reggaeton and all of that. And so, man, it's like it's like being like back in the day, like you going to speakeasies, you know what I'm saying? That was way before our time. But when you know, like when you come to get, man, it's like dance church, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like people just in there having fun and celebrating and just in just worshiping, praising, you know,
Right,
but just
right.
dancing, man, and it's not like, you know, and it's real non like sexual, right? Like it's like you can have fun without it, you're not without sending like mixed messages. And that's what I like about this a Latinx culture. You know, you can get real intimate dancing and everybody understands like we just dancing. Like there's nothing else, you know, I ain't trying to take you home afterwards and you ain't expecting me to, you know, so it's like that type of like they're just part of the culture. And so they know,
Right,
like, you know, and it might be some
right,
sparks there, you know, later on, that's possible, but you can
right.
literally just like, hey, thank you. You got some good moves, I got some good moves. We're going our separate way, and
Yeah.
that's that. And so it's so man, it's so cool. Like you'll see partners, you know, that's together dancing with other people. Like that's how like part of the culture. It ain't nobody, you know, taking it like any type of way about it. It's like, you know, hey man, like do your thing, man. Dance. I had plenty of guys doing dance with my gal,
Yep.
whatever. And like it just love like that. So man, it's and that's all that's from being in Paraguay, being in Costa Rica, and traveling through some other, you know, Latino communities and cultures, man. It's all the same in that way.
Right. And man, you absolutely right, man. The Latin culture, I ain't gonna lie, I love the Latin culture. I don't care if it's Spain, Costa Rica,
Right,
Chile,
right,
Mexico, Puerto Rico.
right.
It's just that culture for some odd reason just really resonate with me because I like how community they are, how family oriented they are. And it's about family, la familia.
La
And the
familia.
culture is just different. They're more relaxed, more laid back. In our American culture, everything quick, 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 quick. Got to get to the next thing. You know, business, business, business. You know, some places more than others, of course.
Right.
But you know, that's just part of the culture in Hispanic. So I definitely love it. You guys got a taste of it here in Costa Rica, but we do have to start wrapping up. We do have a plane to catch. So we're gonna hit some gift shops real quick, get some souvenirs and whatnot. But while we doing that, Jerome, what are any last things that you want to talk about Costa Rica before we hit this flight back home?
Yeah, man. Hey, you might not want to catch that flight back home once you land in Costa Rica. Just to keep it honest, with you, just for real.
Right.
But everybody, like seriously, if you're interested in going to Costa Rica, I put Puerto Jimenez at the top. Start there and then make your way back to San Jose if you want to get that city feel, or go to Limon if you want to get that Caribbean side.
Mhm.
And always, you know, stay open minded, stay safe,
Mhm.
but have fun. And if you don't have your passport, get one expeditiously.
That part. So, ladies and gentlemen, all my travelers out there, we do have a flight to catch back home. But before, you know, as we get on this flight, as we head home, we got one last segment for you, Jerome. And what it's going to be, I'm going to ask you a list of questions, and you
Okay.
have to answer them as fast as possible, quick, 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 sense of urgency. All right. And
All
then
right, let's go.
other thing is you can only answer in one word answer. So no sentences or stories behind it, none like that, but we quick.
Okay. Okay.
So let me go ahead and get ready. So I'm ready. You ready?
Listo. Let's go.
Estás listo? Sí, sí, claro que sí. All right. So question number one. What is your favorite airline?
Southwest.
What is your favorite hotel?
Hostels.
What is your favorite cruise line?
No, no, no say. No, no.
What is your favorite state?
Tennessee.
What is your favorite country?
Paraguay.
What is your favorite hotel or hostel booking site?
Price line. What is it?
What?
Damn, I can't remember.
Yep, that's one of them. What is your favorite flight booking site?
Uh, price. Damn, I can't remember. Trip. Sea trip. Sea trip. That's what it is. Sea trip. Sea
Sea
trip.
trips. What is one thing that Jerome Moore must bring on all of his trips?
My passport.
Where do you want to go next?
Fiji.
What? Oh, that's a good one. What other state would you live in?
California.
Last question. Other than the countries that you've been living in, what other country would you live in?
Philippines.
Philippines. There we
Oh
go.
shit! No, I lived in the Philippines.
Oh yeah. Other than that,
Other than that, it'll be Fiji.
Fiji. Okay, I ain't never been, but it'll be there though.
Yeah, right. You never been.
I like it. Hey, so that was real cool, man. Hey, Jerome, much appreciated, brother. Much appreciated for stopping by, showing us all that travel knowledge, man. Much appreciated. And then to all my listeners out there, all my travelers, you know what time of day it is. We're approaching our home airport, so we are getting ready to land. So I need you guys back into your seats, buckle up, put your trays up and the seats in the upright position. But before we land, Jerome, if you can give our listeners, our travelers, one last piece of travel advice, what would that be?
While you're traveling, make sure you check out the Global Travel Podcast. Put your headphones in, cut up the volume, and tap in.
Appreciate that, bro. And then also make sure y'all, hey, I'm gonna put your all your social medias. I'm gonna put your travel podcast in the video so folks can come check you out. So go ahead and shout it out again. Shout out your podcast too, showing love.
Yeah. Go subscribe. Go listen to the Black Americans Making Their Mark Stories Abroad podcast and or video series. You can follow me on Jerome L. Moore at all the social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Yeah, man, just we got amazing content out here, so I appreciate the opportunity again.
Off top. So make sure I'm gonna put that in the description below so y'all can just go follow him. When y'all watch this video, just go right over here and keep it going. Show love, just show love. It's all love. With that being said, thank you guys for flying with us at the Global Travel. See, I done messed up my own damn thing.
Hey, blooper.
That part. Hey, see, it's good to have bloopers. See, that's why I like cutting edit. But yeah, y'all. So thank you for flying here with us at the Global Travel Podcast. We are safely landed. You guys can now unbuckle your seat belts, grab your belongings, and exit the cabin. With that being said, see you guys on our next trip. If you would like to be a guest on our show and tell us about your travel experiences, then leave us a comment in the comment section below so we can reach out to you. Also, if you have any countries, states, or cities that you'd like us to review, please let us know so we can plan a trip there. Lastly, if you got some good value today and liked our podcast, please hit the like button and click subscribe so you can travel with us again next time. So subscribe right now because you don't want to miss the next trip. With that being said, over and out.